as you may guess by the decor, it is Halloween, so I've done our usual kind of Halloween buffet spread. We've got my classic witch's fingers with the dirty fingernails. We've got all kinds of sweets and candy. We've got skull lollies, we've got bubblegum eyeballs, pizza, crisps, 2 different types of chicken. One's Chinese and the one over there is tandoori. We've got little fangs and eyeballs. Lots of sweets, Viennese whirls, cake bars, skeleton fingers. We've got things hitting me on the head. We've got bats and ghosts with dips, jackets. We've got some Carolina ghost chili sausages or something like that. Very, very spicy. You've got our little napkins, some buns, and we are going to go and sit and watch a film in the conservatory on our projector. We've got a little ghost up there. We've got lots of balloons and things. Our little ghosty guy there. And we are also going to be watching a movie in our conservatory. We were possibly going to have one outside, but it's been raining a lot, so we've got this set up. We've got Oscar's pumpkin that him and Steve have carved that we went and picked today in the absolute pouring rain. And we've got our little ghosty things that we decorated with the boys years and years ago. And the projector, we've got bats and stuff all hanging up here, but you can't really see. And we've got a sofa. And we are going to sit and have a little buffet party. So I'm just starting tonight's dinner, and I'm kind of making up a Spanish chicken dish as I go along. So I've got some chicken breast. I think I've got about 500 grams of chicken breast. I'm going to use some garlic. I've only got like a quarter of a massive onion, so I'm going to use that. I've got some tomato puree, a red wine stock pot, 2 yellow peppers. I'm going to put some fennel in. This is just fennel seeds that I've ground up like in a blender. I've got some peeled plum tomatoes, Worcester sauce, and then some smoked paprika, and also some salt and pepper. And I'm going to cook my chicken first in a pan, and then I'm going to add like all my tomatoes and bits and see how it turns out. So my chicken has been in for about 10 minutes, and now I've just added my pepper and my onions. I'm just going to sprinkle some paprika over the top. This is smoked paprika. I'm going to start off with a tablespoon, and I'm also going to add in what's left of my fennel. I'd say there's around a teaspoon or a good heaped teaspoon of fennel. So I'm going to put those 2 in and give it a mix round. Then I'm going to let that all cook together, let the onions and the peppers soften, probably be another 5 minutes or so. Then I'm going to add my tomatoes and my sort of liquid ingredients, and then I'll be able to taste it. So I also added a tablespoon of chopped frozen garlic to this, which is probably about 2 cloves. I'm now going to add in my plum tomatoes, and I'm going to put in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a tablespoon of tomato puree, and I'm going to pop in this red wine stock pot and a little bit of salt and some black pepper, and I think that's all I'm going to add, so I will show you it once I've popped those bits in. Right, so I've added my Worcestershire sauce, my red wine stock pot, my tomato puree. I've also rinsed out my tomato can with half water and put that in as well. I'm going to give it a good stir, and now I'm going to leave it to simmer. Well, I'm going to bring it to the boil first, and then I'm going to turn it down so it's just simmering, and I'm probably going to give it around 30 to 40 minutes just so that it sort of intensifies, the peppers go nice and soft, the chicken will be nice and tender, and then I've got to work out what I want to serve it with. Right, so here it is plated up. It actually tastes amazing. Bailey's just having his with plain rice. Jake's got some mushrooms leeks that I've done in the oven and rice. Oscar's got rice. Steve's got courgettes, leeks and mushrooms on half. Boiled rice on the other half. I'm so messy. Boiled rice on the other half, and then his chicken. And I've got veg on one half, lettuce on the other half, and my chicken. And that's what we've got for our dinner tonight. Spanish chicken. Made up as I went along. Right, so for tonight's dinner we have got spaghetti, well not spaghetti, we've got pasta bolognese, and it's got peppers, onions, mushrooms and fresh basil in, and obviously tomatoes and all that, so that's what we're having tonight. Right, so for tonight's dinner we have got a roast, and we are watching Disney's Onward while we eat it, which is turning out to be really good. We've got roast chicken, broccoli, peas, carrots, potatoes and gravy, and then I've got some mash because I'm not over keen on roast potatoes. And that is what we've got for our dinner tonight. So for tonight's dinner I've made a Chinese chicken curry. I do make this a lot on this channel, but tonight I've actually used the Mayflower curry. I've used this before, but I always prefer the Goldfish brand that you can get in the World Food aisle in Tesco. It's just a more authentic Chinese taste. I always find the Mayflower a little bit floury, but somebody said to me they've changed the recipe of it, so I thought I'd give it another go. So I will let you know. I'll pop up on the screen what we think. I don't know, it just always seemed, that's Hobbs with his bone, of course. Like, is it even our channel if you don't have a dog chewing a bone? I don't know, I just always found the Mayflower was a bit creamy and a little bit floury, a little bit powdery, and I found the Goldfish a little bit more authentic Chinese, but I'm going to try it and see what we think anyway, and it smells amazing. So this is what we've got for our dinner tonight. So I am just doing the boys some dinner. They are having good old fish finger sandwiches with a little bit of a posh twist. Well, it's not really posh, it's a slice of cheese and some lettuce and a little bit of salad cream. Steve and I have still been extremely angelic on our low carb, although I do feel like face planting into this. So I'm just going to put some fish fingers on and serve it with some chips because I'll be mum of the year for this one. I just wanted to film the sandwiches before I add the chips. They just look really edible, which is a really stupid thing to say. I'm just going to pop some extra fish fingers on the plate, but sometimes you just cannot be a proper like childhood tea. That's what we used to call it in my house. I now call it dinner at dinner time, but we used to have dinner at lunchtime and tea at dinner time. Proper fish finger butty. And here it is plated up with some chips and some extra fish fingers on the side. I know it's like carb overload. The only bit of veg is lettuce in the sandwiches, but they have a balanced diet, so a treat now and again is not going to hurt. So for dinner the next night we had one of my homemade tomato soups, which I did in a video. I will link that down below. I'll also pop a card up if you haven't watched that video. But it was packed full of tomatoes and onion and basil, and it's a really good winter warming soup, and we just served it with some bread. So for tonight's dinner we have got our kind of party southern fried KFC fakeaway. So we've got some hot and spicy chicken thighs from Iceland. We've got some popcorn chicken, oven chips, southern fried gravy. I've got mine in a wrap with a little bit of salad, and the boys have all got theirs just as they are. And we've also got some nice spooky coloured donuts for afterwards. And this is what we are going to have for our little celebration 20k dinner tonight.
This is what we waited for.